Good morning, everybody. Here am I. I am with another video about Monvillea spegazzinii. Later on the video, I show you lots of different sizes that technically I have propagated last year or maybe 2 years ago. However, this is known as Monvillea spegazzinii. As you see on video that is posted on the top of this page, there is a number that I have posted this video about a year ago. So now I'm going to show you how to do the cutting, and also I'll show you some of the cutting, as I have said, that I have done about a year ago or maybe a little bit longer. However, Monvillea spegazzinii is a cactus that is one of the very beautiful and exotic ones with a white flower, and there are actually two different varieties of this. There are Monvillea spegazzinii A, that is a little bit thin, as you see, and also Monvillea spegazzinii B, which is a little thicker and more firm. So this cactus has a tendency of growing some kind of the disease if it is in the area that there is no air circulation. Other than that, if they are in the open area and they get a good amount of sun, they are technically growing very beautiful, and they are crested one. And somebody have asked me about this plant, and I have promised on my comment that I'm going to make a video showing you how to propagate this particular cactus. As you see, I am on the other side of my greenhouse. Maybe you hear the sound of water. There are watering the succulents. So this is a very beautiful Monvillea spegazzinii A. This one was planted approximately about a year ago, which was approximately this size. But when they are in the greenhouse, is a constant right temperature, they have a tendency of growing better. Or if you want to grow it to this specification, make sure that you have it somewhere outside in the patio or open area that the cactus get good enough amount of the light and air circulation. And make sure you water it properly once a week during the summertime, and once every 3 weeks, 4 weeks in the winter time. This plant, this cactus, as I have said, has a very beautiful white flower. So let's go and finish propagating those cuttings. Now I am back to my working area, and I have these pieces that I am going to propagate, as I have showed you earlier. You have to make sure that each piece goes to the container that fits the piece, not too big and not too small. So this one will not be able to sit here because it's pretty heavy, and also soon it's gonna root and it's gonna grow, so you have to repot it. You want to give it a little bit time to sit in the pot for about a year or so, like this particular one that grows and also have a room for roots. So for this size, we're gonna choose a 7-inch pot. This is 7 inches, sometimes 6 inch, sometimes 7 inch. And then your soil that you're using has to be less perlite on it. So you don't want to put too much perlite. You want to give a little bit more peat moss. That let me get the camera more closer. So you see, this is very soft. Why you do that? Because you want to give the root good environment to be able to sprout and grow. And also there is a little moisture, as you see. You know, if this is tight like this, means too much water. But if you see it like that, that is, you know, airy, so that means has a very good enough water for a moistures, because it's now we are in November, still the weather is warm, so you're gonna give it a little bit moisture and keep it in the greenhouse until a few weeks to grow roots. So this is our first assignment, that we fill up the container with the soil. The second things we do, this cutting has been sitting here for a while, as you see. It's pretty good and dry. And now we use root hormone like this, and then you tap it, make sure there is not too much, and make sure you see there is an area that doesn't have it. So if you have a graft, you fill it up and you make it pretty good all over the bottom of the plant. And then you use your thumb or a piece of wood and you plant your cutting into the pot. So you tap it nicely and you secure around the area. Make sure that this cutting doesn't move, because the more it does move, the less you have a chance to get a result. So this is it, and no water. So this is gonna sit in somewhere in the greenhouse until ready and well rooted. So let's go and place it in somewhere that you see the type of lighting, and also I will explain about the temperature. So as you see, I have placed it in this tray in this area. The sun usually comes this way throughout the light, throughout the plastic, and then this is afternoon sun. Right now the sun is on the top. It's 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So this will sit here for a while until I come and check it out in about 3 weeks and make sure that has good potential to be removed by seeing and feeling that this piece of cactus has rooted pretty good. There is one thing I have to bring to your attention here, that the differences between succulent and a cacti when you do the cutting. Succulent has a tendency to get rotten very quickly, but cactus is more stronger. So in about 2-3 weeks from now, you will come and check out the soil and feel it without the gloves to see how dry it is. If it is very dry, you spray water around this area, give the soil a little bit of a moisture, make sure that the plant has enough moisture to be able to survive and doesn't get dry out. and also sprout roots. Now, we did one cutting in the 7-inch pot because the piece was substantially big. It was approximately as big as this piece. But now I'm going to show you another piece that can go to a smaller pot, either 3.5-inch round, which is this, or 4-inch square. Let me give you an idea the differences between these two. I generally rather not to use 4-inch square because the plant has 4 dimensions, and the way that it drained out is a little bit less or slower than the round one. And there is good enough holes on the bottom for water to go through when you start watering this plant. So I would rather to go small pieces on this round plastic container and give them a time, and they are generally, as I have said, root growing is faster, and then I transfer them to either 4-inch or 6-inch square. So let's go and do this one. Now, as you see, this is ready. So you got to use your thumb and put the soil about 2-inch. But this one actually doesn't have any kind of bottom like this. So how this gonna work out? Very simple. When you do that, you open up like this. So you see, now we're gonna dip it into the root hormone. Again, make sure everywhere has a root hormone, and you place it into the soil and secure it like this. This video that I'm making for you has 2 different parts. This portion of it is video in the greenhouse, because I am right now in my greenhouse. As you see, there is many tables full of many different kind of variety of the plant for propagation. And but the second part of this video, I will show you and demonstrate pieces that was propagated about a year ago and 6 months ago, and they are ready for video in the stage in my house. So as you see, the background of the both area are a little bit different. When I'm filming, the background generally is a swimming pool, and when I'm propagating the greenhouse, the background is very messy. So please excuse my mess, because honestly, I have so many plants and I do work hard, and meantime that I enjoy it, I honestly get very tired. So this is ready, very beautiful. This is the back, and this particular variety, as I have said to you, is a spegazzinii, Monvillea spegazzinii A. See, it's thinner. So let's go. I'll put this one next to the another one. So here is. Now let's go and do a couple of more pieces of spegazzinii B. As you see, this one is Monvillea spegazzinii B, which I have to give you a little bit of information about it. Look at the colors are a little bit different. The Monvillea spegazzinii A is thinner and also has a little bit of the tiny needles on the surface of the body of the plant, but the color is more pinkish, and the type of the sprouting crest is like white and army. But the bee turns to be a little bit purplish, thicker, with a white sort of cotton on the edge of the plant, as you see. And every time it sprouts, it does have a little bit of the trunk for cutting, like this. And also, it's more compact and very wrinkly rather than flat. So when you learn these things, if you run to any of these two, you can immediately know that this is A and this is B. So let's go and plant this one. As we did, we're gonna do a little bit hole with our thumb, and then we're gonna use the root hormone. See? And then we place it right in the soil and secure it. This is it, ready to sit down for another 6 months to a year to become very well grown, well rooted, independent plant. So this is about the end of part 1 of this video. We have planted spegazzinii A and spegazzinii B, as you see, and a smaller in the 3.5 inch pot. So this will conclude this portion of video. Now we're gonna go and see more larger pieces that has been propagated long time ago, 2 years ago, a year ago, and then we conclude the video. Let's go and see the rest. Okay, everybody, now we have potted all the cutting, and I have told you that we're gonna go and see the ones that we potted last year. This is one of the cuttings that was technically potted last year. As you see, is very beautiful. I want to bring it up that you see exactly the shape of it. And it's continuously growing because you see the growth, the new growth on each one of the branches, right here, here, and here. Technically, when they branch out, they are like this, and then this start widening. And when it's widening, they become like that. And then what you do, you cut it. During the process of last year until now, I did a few cutting on this because it was sitting on the right spot with the afternoon sun. and partial shade, so it will grow very nicely, and I have did some cutting on it. Now we're gonna go and see more on the other side of the table. This particular one is a result of 3, perhaps 2.5 years ago. So as you see, Monvillea is a good growing plant. It's not slow, but you have to bring to the consideration certain elements to grow better. One is the watering during the summer and fertilization. That will help them to grow some flowers. As you see on the screen, this is the picture of the flowers that I put on the top left hand side of the video, and you see during the summertime the flowers comes out and is substantially large and has a little tiny scent, so it's very gorgeous flower. This is another one that you see. It was about a year ago. It was a piece that has sprouted so neatly. This one about 2 years ago. And also on top of this, there is some cutting, you see, right here, right here. So I did some cutting on it. And look at that, this one. When you want to do something nice and new, you cut it from right here. You see? You cut from here, and then this particular branch with side is going to be a new plant. This is a very beautiful piece. So in about probably spring, late spring, middle of the spring, I'm going to do some cutting here, and I will plant this one. So you probably see it in the next videos. This one is a display which has a very gorgeous shape, and also it is colored pink. So however, I am actually concerned to do some cutting on this, but generally at this time is a showcase, so I left it in the ceramic pot. When the time comes that I have to do the cutting, then I will transfer it to a plastic container. This one is a very awesome looking piece. This one was planted about a year and a half ago. Is a variety, B variety. It has picked good color, nice shape, and also very, very complex. So this one is ready to get some cutting here, right here. You see? And now we're gonna go. This is by the way, I don't know if I mentioned it or not. This is a Monvillea spegazzinii B variety, and this is another B. As you see, it's very gorgeous. But here, there is something amazing has happened that I wanna bring it to your attention. As you see, these pieces right here is the B variety. For some unknown reason, there is A variety has been growing out of the branches of the B. You have to remember that in the life of nature, life of plant, there are lots of things happening that sometimes it is out of the knowledge of people who are actually do grow them. You don't know why and how that ever happens. And on this particular one, as you see, these ones, these are not weed. This is the seed of another plant called Mesticoliba that by the wind comes to this pot and start growing, and then I separate them. This particular one has a very gorgeous shape. I start about maybe a year and a half ago. I got some cutting out of it not too long ago, maybe about 4 months ago in the summer, and I replanted it. I want to show you another thing here that is very interesting. Here, as you see in the pot, there are other plants that you may think is a weed, but it's not. This is aeonium, black aeonium and green aeonium that has been growing. So when I have this in the shelf, I want to show you that shelf over there. As you see, there is a shelf over there that some of these are having a place over there that after this video will go back there, and they are in the open area. So they always bring seeds from other plants and drop into these pots. For example, this is another Mysticolima, two of them, that is getting pretty much large. So I'm not gonna take it out yet until I want to make this one repotted to a ceramic. This particular variety, this particular one, as you see, it starts growing lots of new growth, and is very good to put into the narrow rectangular pot. It's a very beautiful shape and very beautiful color. However, this was the pieces that I have mentioned to you during the potting of the those pieces, for you to see and enjoy. There are many many pieces that I have that is on the side that truly is very heavy, and I cannot move them to this area for video. However, this plant, Monvillea spegazzinii, truly is a very beautiful plant. I want you to make sure to see this video and also another video. So the number of the episode that I have actually posted for the first time is video number 4. Please watch that video too, that you know this plant, where is it coming from, what kind of the habitat it has. This video strictly was for the propagation of the cutting. By the way, one more time, these are from Argentina, and Bolivia, and other countries in South America. It is a wonderful, beautiful plant. It is truly one of the cacti that has lots of character and beauty. But one thing, they are not good for indoor. They are strictly outdoor plants. At the end, I'd like to thank you for watching my video, leaving me a comment. Please don't forget to push the button and like my video, share my video with others, subscribe to my channel, and every time you see a video that is being repeated, because it's a continuation of the other one, there are details that I'm going to bring up uh, uh, little by little to make you understand deeply the nature of each plant characteristically and how they can be propagated and other details about them. At the end, again, I thank you and have a wonderful day.